A major pattern shift is underway, and what's developing over the next several days has serious implications for millions across the southern United States. Multiple storm systems are queuing up to bring repeated threats of large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes from Texas to the Atlantic coast. The Storm Prediction Center is highlighting several days next week as potential severe weather days, and the atmospheric setup supports everything from isolated supercells to a possible significant outbreak. If you're anywhere from the southern plains through the Mississippi Valley into the southeast, the next 72 hours are critical. So let's get right into the forecast. Here's where we stand. The Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk for severe weather across the southeast today, targeting southern Georgia into northern and central Florida. A cold front dragging through brings scattered severe thunderstorms through this evening, with damaging wind gusts and large hail as primary threats. An isolated tornado risk exists across northern Florida, where low-level wind shear is stronger. Today is the opening act. Monday through Wednesday, a much more robust system dives from the Rockies into the central United States. Monday brings marginal to slight risk from Kansas through the Ohio Valley with scattered severe storms, hail, and gusty winds the main concerns. Tuesday and Wednesday get significantly more serious. Tuesday features a slight risk from central Texas northeastward into the Mississippi Valley. Wednesday could be one of the most significant severe weather days we've seen this spring, with slight risk extending from Texas to Alabama. The potential exists for very large hail, widespread damaging winds exceeding 60 miles per hour, and multiple tornadoes, including possibly strong tornadoes in favorable environments. Why is this happening? We've got an upper-level trough over the western United States that's finally ejecting eastward. As this trough crosses the Rockies early next week, it deepens and intensifies, creating strong southwesterly jet stream flow aloft across the southern plains into the Mississippi Valley. At the surface, low pressure develops over the central plains, and we'll see a strong dry line from Texas northward into Oklahoma and Kansas. That dry line becomes the focal point for storm initiation Tuesday. The combination of strong wind shear, ample Gulf moisture streaming northward, and steep mid-level lapse rates creates an environment extremely conducive to supercell thunderstorms. Wednesday is particularly concerning because this setup displaces farther east, potentially affecting deep south areas that haven't seen much severe weather this year. Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana could face their first significant event of spring. Let me break down day-by-day expectations. Today, Saturday, May 2nd, focus remains on the southeast. Thunderstorms ongoing this morning across Florida Panhandle and southern Georgia continue through afternoon and early evening. The cold front runs from northern Florida Peninsula into the Gulf. Moderately unstable air with CAPE around 1,500 to 2,000 joules per kilogram, combined with strong wind shear, supports embedded supercells. Primary threats are damaging winds to 70 miles per hour and hail from quarter size to golf ball size. The tornado threat exists this morning across north-central Florida. Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tallahassee, be weather aware through evening. Storm mode likely transitions from supercells to linear clusters as the low-level jet shifts northward, gradually lowering tornado risk but maintaining damaging wind threat. Sunday looks quiet. High pressure builds in, giving the eastern two-thirds pleasant weather. Monday ramps up again, though not a major day. Marginal risk covers eastern Kansas through Missouri into the Ohio Valley and lower Great Lakes. A cold front from an upper low tracking across southern Canada focuses scattered afternoon and evening storms. The environment features modest instability, CAPE between 1,000 and 1,500 joules per kilogram, but steep mid-level lapse rates. The limiting factor is weak low-level moisture, dew points only in the 50s to near 60 degrees. Storms produce isolated large hail and winds around 50 to 60 miles per hour. Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, watch radar, Monday afternoon into evening. Tornado threat very low, more wind and hail. Tuesday, May 5th requires close attention. First day with legitimate supercell potential and all hazards on the table. Slight risk covers central and eastern Texas, northeastward through Oklahoma, Arkansas, into Missouri. Morning hours bring surface low over central plains with dry line from Texas into Oklahoma and Kansas. Gulf moisture surges northward, pushing dew points into upper 60s to low 70s. Strong southwest flow aloft provides excellent wind shear for rotating storms. Cape climbs to 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram by afternoon. Storm initiation expected early to mid-afternoon along and east of the dry line. Oklahoma City, storms fire between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Initial storms have supercell characteristics, capable of baseball-sized hail and damaging winds exceeding 70 miles per hour. Tornado threat elevated, especially if storms interact with boundaries. Significant tornadoes, EF2 or stronger, cannot be ruled out. Evening hours, storms track eastward across eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Little Rock, prepare for evening and overnight severe weather. After sunset, favorable tornado parameters develop across North Texas and southern Oklahoma, but capping might prevent storms from taking advantage. Wednesday, May 6th has potential to be the most significant day. Slight risk from central Texas eastward through Louisiana, Mississippi, into Alabama. Storm mode remains the big question. Scenario 1 involves discrete supercell development. If storms remain separated throughout the day, we face serious tornado threat across the deep south. Strong southwesterly flow aloft with wind shear, supporting rotating supercells, could produce tornado outbreak with multiple strong, possibly violent tornadoes. The deep south hasn't seen much activity this year, so vigilance is critical. Scenario 2, which I'm leaning toward, sees storms quickly congeal into clusters or lines. Tornado threat focuses on brief spin-ups embedded in squall lines, while damaging winds become primary concern. Either way, Houston to Shreveport to Jackson to Birmingham, Wednesday demands weather awareness. High-resolution model data, Sunday and Monday will clarify which scenario unfolds. Tuesday timing details. Early afternoon, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central, first supercells develop near the dry line in western Oklahoma and north-central Texas. Highest potential for very large hail and possibly significant tornadoes. They track eastward at 30 to 40 miles per hour. Oklahoma City, greatest threat window roughly 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Storms march eastward through evening. Tulsa and eastern Oklahoma, severe weather between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. By 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., threat shifts into northwestern Arkansas around Fayetteville and Fort Smith. Overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, storm lines push through mid-Mississippi Valley. Memphis and Little Rock could see strong to severe storms between midnight and 4 a.m. Wednesday, primarily damaging wind event as storms cluster. Secondary area to watch, central Missouri, where separate storms develop during afternoon near frontal boundary around Columbia and Jefferson City. Mainly large hail and isolated damaging winds. Wednesday timing comes into better focus over next 24 to 48 hours. Generally, East Texas or Louisiana faces afternoon and evening threat, probably 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. local. Mississippi and Alabama might not see storms until later evening or overnight Wednesday into Thursday. I'm watching potential nocturnal tornado threat closely. If discrete supercells persist overnight, that creates particularly dangerous situations with people sleeping. Multiple ways to receive warnings, including weather radio, are absolutely critical. Technically, significant tornado parameter values stand out. Tuesday afternoon, STP could reach 3 to 5 across Oklahoma and Arkansas, indicating environment very supportive of significant tornadoes with discrete supercells. Wednesday STP values look even more impressive across Louisiana and Mississippi, potentially 4 to 6 in locations. However, STP is one parameter. Storm mode matters tremendously. Moisture quality looks good, dew points upper 60s to low 70s both days. Shear profiles favorable with strong southwesterly flow, creating turning and strengthening wind with height needed for supercells. Wednesday Cape could exceed 2,500 joules per kilogram across the deep south, Additional impacts include flash flooding Wednesday and Wednesday night across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Widespread rainfall totals 2 to 4 inches, locally higher where storms train repeatedly. This rain benefits drought-stricken areas long-term, but intensity could cause urban and poor drainage flash flooding. Temperature contrast is notable. Behind the cold front, much cooler air plunges southward. Thursday and Friday, Great Lakes through Ohio Valley sees temperatures 10 to 20 degrees below average. Northern Plains and Upper Midwest might flirt with freezing Thursday and Friday mornings, unusual for early May. Beyond Wednesday, severe threat continues Thursday, though less organized. Same system moving up East Coast could bring isolated severe storms Florida through Carolinas into mid-Atlantic, main threats damaging winds and isolated large hail, lower tornado threat. Friday looks quiet as high pressure builds. This break won't last. Saturday and Sunday, extended models indicate another system could bring severe weather back to central and southern plains. Bottom line, the next 72 hours represent significant severe weather for a large portion of the United States. Tuesday and Wednesday concern me most, with potential for very large hail, widespread damaging winds, and tornadoes, including possibly strong, long-track tornadoes if conditions align. Texas to Alabama, review your severe weather safety plan now. Know where you'll go if tornado warnings are issued. Charge phones, have flashlights with fresh batteries, ensure multiple ways to receive warnings. I'll have another update tomorrow with latest information as model data continues arriving and we get better handle on Wednesday's storm mode. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's update. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.